Hi, welcome to the Swamp School. My name is Lori and I work at the Swamp School. Today we're going to learn about the basic flower and leaf terminology that will help you identify wildflowers. Have you ever seen a flower, not known what it is, and don't know how to find out what it is? Well, I think I can help you with that, with just a little information and either the internet or this wonderful book called Newcomb's Wildflower Guide. You'll be able to identify almost any flower. So let's get learning. First, we need to use some plant terminology so we can use the proper words to describe the flowers. So first we should learn some definitions. A lot of these definitions come from Newcomb's Guide, but is used by all botanists. Some of the definitions will be brief, while others may contain multiple terms for comparison. Our first definition is alternate, which is a term we use when we're talking about flower placement on the stem and leaf arrangement on the stem. Alternate arrangement means that the flowers or leaves are not across from each other on the stem. They're staggered, like in the picture. Opposite leaf arrangement is when the leaves are across from each other. The next term is basal. This refers mostly to leaves on a stem, but can also refer to flower arrangement. And it means the leaves are coming out of the bottom of the stem only, as in the picture. Notice that there are no leaves going up the stem to the flower. Creeping refers to a stem that's on the ground, or in this case, along a tree trunk. These stems root at their nodes. This is where the new growth comes from. This term is opposite to a trailing stem that doesn't root. It just lays on the ground without rooting, pictured in the middle photograph. Some plants have tendrils, like in the third photo, that are like ivy or pea plants and have skinny extensions from the stem or flower that attach to objects that are close by. These tendrils usually climb. A divided leaf is a leaf that looks like multiple single leaves. We can also describe the leaf shape, and a lot of them overlap, so you can do the best you can. Some very distinguishing shapes are oblong, elliptical, oval, which all look basically the same to me. Heart-shaped is easy to determine. Arrow or lance-shaped are also somewhat similar, except arrow-shaped has two lobes at the bottom. A narrow leaf would be like a blade of grass, but could be much bigger. You'll use terms like narrow, like a piece of grass, oblong, that looks like a football, elliptical, that is somewhat fatter in the middle and narrows at both ends, oval, meaning much fatter in the middle, more rounded. Lance shape is a leaf that is fatter on the bottom and becomes pointed at the top, sort of like a sword. Then there are egg-shaped leaves, arrow-shaped, heart-shaped, and a few other descriptions of the shape of leaves. These will help you in your description of the plant you're searching for. Some stems and leaves are downy. This means that they're covered with soft hairs on the surface, while some are mealy. Mealy means the stem or leaf is covered with a dust. When leaves are called entire, it's referring to the edges of the leaf or margins of the leaf. If the leaves are entire, this means that the edges are smooth, not jagged along the margins. Leaves can also be toothed along the margin, lobed, or divided, as shown in the pictures. Indistinguishable flowers have petals so small or not visible at all. Inflorescence is the petal or flower part of the plant. On the other hand, irregular flowers are flowers that have multiple types of petals. The petal can be different in size, shape, or color. The term palmate looks like your hand. This can also be called digitate. The leaves come out from the center and look like fingers off of your hand. You can also describe the veins in a leaf as palmate. Pinnate is a tough term to describe unless you can picture how a feather looks. These leaves are opposite each other on a common stem. Leaves of ferns are usually pinnate. Pinnate organization can be on one stem, a stem off of a stem, and a stem off of a stem off of another stem. These refer to once pinnate, twice pinnate, and 3 times pinnate. A flower that has a raceme configuration has a stem with multiple flowers arranged either alternately or oppositely along the stem, also called a stalk in this case. The flowers mature from the bottom to the top. A term also used to describe this is called a panicle. An umbel, as you can probably guess, looks like an umbrella. The flowers are arranged to look like an umbrella. A whorl is again what it sounds like. It's when leaves or flowers are arranged in a circular configuration around a stem, or for a flower around the pedicel. This is the stalk of a single flower. Well, there you have it, some terminology to describe flowers. Now you can look at some of the flowers and leaves in the pictures and describe them using these terms. Don't you feel so much more informed about learning about your flower? I hope so. Have a wonderful day. Time to sign off.